Welcome to The Real Recipe, the podcast that brings you the perfect blend of real estate trends and topics, where we serve up fresh insights and sizzling strategies. So let's get cooking.
All right, we're back today with another episode. Today, we're going to talk about marketing. Very important in real estate. A lot of people need marketing.
We need it now more than ever.
Yeah, we definitely need it now more than ever. I feel
everyone needs it, even the attorney.
Well, today we have with us Brian Spicciatie.
Spicciatie. We spent
That's
5 minutes.
The Irish guy to do it.
Spent 5 minutes talking about this before.
Talking about it. I think you did that on purpose.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Spicciatie. Brian Spicciatie.
It's all for the show. It's all for the show.
They put all three Italians on this side of the room and the Irish guy over there.
Right.
It's okay.
But this week, everybody gets to be Irish.
That's right. 22%. We'll take it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, you're 23andMe.
That's right.
Brian is the founder and chief operating officer for Hospitality Marketing, primarily a real estate focused marketing firm, although very well versed in everything marketing, but has been predominantly doing real estate focused.
We opened up a division called Realty Forte a couple years ago because people weren't understanding, hospitality marketing. What do you have anything to do with real estate?
Yeah, I won't lie. That threw me off the first time too. Like, my hotel. I don't know. We're going to rent out rooms. Like, what's the story there?
Yeah, no. We originally started out in the hospitality industry. We launched a discount dining card in Staten Island, Brooklyn, and a few other places.
Okay.
We brought it out to New Jersey, and we were dealing a lot with restaurants and restaurateurs.
Yeah.
But we were also had a steady focus of real estate clients as well.
Okay.
So as we were doing that, things changed, and I just said, hey, let's open up another division, just straight real estate. Realty Forte it was, where it's just focused on real estate marketing. So handle everybody within the real estate industry.
So give us a quick 30,000 foot view of hospitality marketing and all the things that you guys do.
Yeah.
Maybe kind of a brief like, hey, what was your how'd you get here kind of thing, right? How did you start out and how'd you get into the marketing industry and then how'd you ultimately get to doing real estate?
So actually, I studied marketing in college. I had a double major, business management and marketing. Went out into the financial world, Wall Street. Didn't really get to use it there. Wasn't happy. Spent about a decade on Wall Street. Left. Then I went into more of the sales side, and then about 2010, I opened up hospitality marketing, and that's when I started doing a lot more marketing. We started, like I said, with the restaurants and everything, and then dealing with a lot of other businesses. We had a little bit of a Frankenstein agency at one point where it was
just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so it's pretty much
that's
anybody
fair.
who was coming in.
I was looking
at
your LinkedIn, right? It showed kind of like a whole bunch of different things that you've done over the years.
Yeah, so we were just taking on project after project, all different ways. But then we just decided to a couple of years ago niche down a little bit and go real estate focused. It's not that we will turn away another business in need. Usually we try and help as many people as possible because honestly the tactics, strategies, pretty much the same. The tools.
They cross over.
Yeah,
right?
they cross over because it's the tools. You just have to implement it. All you have to do is find that customer avatar, and then how are we going to attack it?
Right.
Yeah.
And then it just leads to
now
conversions.
marketing has changed. So much. I guess in like the last 15 years.
It's not guys smoking cigars, smoking cigarettes, and
drinking
scotch in their offices, and
fancy Italian
yelling at women.
Suits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, it's not. Not that anymore.
It's completely revamped.
It's gone from a lot of print to virtually no print.
Yeah.
And
billboards, virtual billboards.
Yeah, that's some of that stuff has
Facebook,
come back
social
a little
media.
bit, but
it's revamped completely.
Yeah, but in real estate though, it's really gotten away from print, because years ago, it was you'd throw either a flyer out or you'd throw a the thing on the shopping carts, all that nonsense.
The diner menu.
The diner menu.
I mean, we are in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You guys know the diner
And the
menu.
placemat.
I'm sorry, the diner playset. That's right. The placemat. It's got all the local businesses. Got the local realtor on there, right? That's still a thing though. And you'd be surprised. I had a contact who used to do that type of placement in the marketing sector, and they said like the return that those companies would get just from that, they were able to track it was pretty remarkable. Within the last like 5 years, it's still a thing. I mean, think about how many people. The cost is so low, and think about how many people go to a diner every weekend, and how many diners there are in this state.
But that's not your core client.
Not me.
That wouldn't be. No,
not
but
me.
even
But
still,
you have
But for a realtor,
No, but for a realtor,
Anybody
you
who-
look down at your table, and all of a sudden you're like, I was thinking about selling my house. Boom, she's right there. She's right on my placemat.
The most important thing is when you do these, you have to make sure you have it. Has to be trackable.
Yeah.
Right. So if you throw a little ad on that like that, provide some value. Have a QR code that they can scan with their phone, and it drives them to a landing page.
Right.
Maybe to get some type of estimate on their home, or download a first-time home buyer's guide for free. Whatever it is, something that you have a lead capture with.
Right.
And then that's trackable. You could actually create multiple QR codes, put a bit.ly link on it, so that QR code is tracked to this advertisement.
To that specific advertisement. That's interesting.
This is where we're gonna we can literally sit with him
for like 5 hours,
hours, right? Like I literally created like 4 or 5 different topics that we could, because I want to try.
But it's interesting, right? So from the real estate perspective, and that's why we're here. That's what we focus on. We focus on real estate. But
so for right now, like what, obviously we know about if you're in real estate. You have to do some type of marketing. That's
absolutely
just a given, right? I don't care whether you're an investor, whether you're a realtor, title attorney, lender, you're somebody in whatever aspect.
We're all marketing one way or the other.
Yeah, we're doing some type of marketing. It has definitely changed. It is now digital in
oh yes, it's digital world
almost in its entirety. Although you can appreciate some of the vintage press and print. Advertising and how
you still get the real deal. They're still printing. They're all over, right? They're online. They're on print, like social media, the whole nine. Like so, they cover all their bases. But when you think of them, I still think back to when I worked in the city and I would get the real deal, the book, right? So it's branding, right? I know, it's about focusing on your brand as a realtor, like. Right, let's focus on the realtor, and that's probably the biggest individual for you, right? That's going to come to you.
Yeah, so we work with real estate agents and actually brokerages. So we've many years have overseen multiple different brokerages, their marketing from social media to building their websites, data capture, lead capture, and just all around having their digital presence in order. You know? And
so the digital, obviously everything's moved to digital now. So what give us some examples of like digital today? What did that digital strategy look like in real estate from a marketing?
I'm a big component of having the foundational products in place. If you don't have that, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your clients a disservice. So one of I was telling you before, one of the main foundational products it should be focused on for a real estate agent is a Google business profile. Okay.
Yeah, I know. And we
So we had.
When he was sitting on mine, he was like, "You got to do this. You got to do this." I know this is.
I know that
because
Ryan would call. Ryan would be like, "This is so painful, but I got to do this."
Right.
Ryan's telling me I got to do this.
Yeah.
It's so important because people don't even realize that you can utilize a Google business profile as another social media channel.
Yeah.
You can post to it.
Right.
Every day. You can post to it. You can create updates. Lead capture you could put in. You could put smart numbers onto your Google business profile where, say if you get a call and you're in a meeting, you're at a closing table, you're showing homes, you can't pick it up. 9 times out of 10, somebody calls you from that Google business profile, they're going to next in line if you don't pick up that phone.
Yeah.
So that's a lost lead. You failed to capture that. But if you put a smart number in there with, say, a missed call text back feature, your system can automatically interact with that lead that just missed that call.
Right away.
It'll shoot it a text message.
Yep.
Hey, sorry, this is Brian. I'm sorry I missed your call. How can I help you? And the system automatically engages them. You could set up workflows, automations to actually have a full conversation with you send out a link to your calendar, and they can book time on your.
It's amazing because I do this. So I do this organically and naturally as a human
with Excel.
With myself as a person. So like exactly what Brian just said, right? Yeah. I might be in a closing, I might be in a meeting, I might be maybe not this because it's really hard to like shoot a text back. But you know, if something goes off on my watch or my phone, I'll organically and naturally just go right into my phone and be like, you know, I'm in a closing right now, but I can call you right back and set up a call. You know, let me know if you're free after 12.
No need
set
for
up the
that
call.
anymore.
But there's no need for that, which is, you know, saves me a lot of time.
Yeah, especially you're driving in a car, you don't want to crash your car.
That's the last thing you want to do
Yeah.
too.
Well,
of course.
whether you're a real
amazing.
estate investor, whether you're a realtor, you know, or anybody really in you know, customer service related or sales, you need to have some kind of CRM in place to help manage your leads, right? And then and secondarily have a strategy in place to capture more leads too, you know,
Exactly.
or have a way to have a way to funnel that down to know like these are the leads that I should be paying attention to. These are the people I should be.
So
should
what
be
is it?
talking
What
to.
does it look like for someone in the real estate industry coming to you? They sit down with you. You sit down and kind of just build everything out from there.
Yes,
Set up a plan.
it is a case by case basis
Right.
because some people have been in the industry already. They have systems in place. You know, so we're going to take a look at them. We're going to audit them, make sure that they're firing on all cylinders. Right? We're not just going to come in and just say, hey, this is the one stop fits all. We provide a more customized experience. We're not going to sell you something you don't need. Okay. You know, we're going to take a look. If you're doing well on this avenue, okay, great. Let's strengthen these
Focus on the other
avenues
areas,
as well, you know,
absolutely.
it really depends. Like we showed you our market software that we have that's really built directly for real estate agents. You know, so they.
But I would just hold on. It's not just real estate agents.
No,
I've done a lot of CRMs over the years. Believe it or not, the CRM has a lot of features embedded in it that make it very competitive with other.
You're saying with the
platforms.
software that Brian's providing.
That he has, It's when you look out across the CRM landscape, the stuff that market can do is on par with a lot of
we compete with the big boys
systems
So-
at a really good price point.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Because you worked with Brian personally, right?
Yeah.
So what have you seen personally in your business from?
Well, nothing yet. I'm still building it.
All right. It's only been like 2 years.
No.
It's
How
promising.
long? No. I mean, in terms of Ryan wanting to do this. How long are we working on this for?
You just heard me talking to
Right. How long are we working on this for? So, all right. So once we get there, we'll have to put something out.
But that is, and it's literally he and I just talked like 2 weeks ago about it because it got to a point where it was a little overwhelming. Yeah. Because if you don't know about CRMs and you don't know about all the intricacies of content and timing and what message you're trying to deliver at what point, and hey, an email is opened or not opened, and then it can get very complicated. So the system allows for some more advanced features that are what you want. What he's alluding to is what you want, some of these more advanced features so that you can start custom tailoring your message to the client that's actually calling you and creating a better experience for the client, right?
Yep.
I mean, I feel like I'm doing the old pitch for you.
No, but
right?
but you've been through the experience of sitting down with Brian and going through everything. So it's a testimonial to him that you have all this information.
But he can build it for you too,
right?
You know,
and I think what's important
awesome.
is that you as a lender, Jackie as a title company or title rep, and me as an attorney, and anyone that's a realtor, like we're really good at what we do. But I can't do all that on my own.
No.
Like I can't do all that
That's
on my
not
own.
your job.
But that's what happens.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not my job, and there's
can't
so
do
much.
this, help me.
I could try, just like this whole setup here.
Yeah.
This is great.
Just think about what
it's having these guys behind the scenes doing all this. Like
exactly,
we can't do this. We tried. It doesn't work.
Think about how many people have their hands in on a real estate transaction.
Right.
Yeah, so many.
Title, attorney, lender, realtor. Then you have inspection, surveyor. Like there's so many people in that transaction, right?
Puzzle, right?
So you want to surround yourself with experts that can do things for you. Like it's basic, simple leverage, right? So you want to make sure that you're leveraging somebody with the expert knowledge that can take you from point A to point B.
So what are some of the strategies that are working right now? You and I have talked about Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook
so-
being big. Google, I know you're hell bent on Google business profile.
Google business profile is tremendous. I'm telling you, like by managing and
Google
optimizing
AdSense,
that, you know, you're going to have a lot of restrictions when it comes down to social media advertising trying to generate leads because you fall into a special category, right? There's some things that you cannot do. So it really, like one of my favorite lead gen programs out there is Google LSA, local service ads.
Okay.
Certain
What
areas.
is that?
So local service ads right now, it's specifically for real estate agents. Attorneys have it as well. I'm not sure about title. I'd have to check for you. But
Probably not.
We're not as buyer direct.
yeah, I know.
So probably not.
But it's basically you go through a screening process with Google. Right, we build you as a marketing agency. We're going to build you out your whole entire profile. You're going to do a background check. You're going to supply your real estate license. You're going to supply me your E&O insurance, and then you're going to take that third-party background check through a company like, say, Evident. Does one of them for you. Then once it comes back, you get your screening. Now that job, whatever it is, gets a guarantee from Google that if anything goes wrong on your deal, some they provide like a $1,500 kickback to the consumer. So if they utilize you as an attorney and something goes wrong or you commit some sort of erroneous action, they can actually go back.
Is that because of the verification process and that whole thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you went through that
Like a
screening
little
process.
insurance policy
Yeah.
they get for
Insurance,
going
like you're
through
bonded a
Google.
little
Can you
bit.
market that?
Exactly.
Like, can you market that to the client, or is that just?
You can. I mean,
pretty
so
cool.
the great thing about
But
it
you're
is,
hoping that you're not going to commit anything
Yeah.
like that where they would need it.
Right.
But
Listen,
just in
if
case.
I screw up, you're good. You're covered.
Right. Just in case we work together and I screw something up, you're covered up to $1,500.
yeah, but the best
all right.
thing about it is it's not only that factor, it's great for local search. So when somebody doesn't have a real estate agent and they go best realtors near me, you know, at the top, you're going to see two realtors show up with a green check mark on it, right? And that goes above paid ads.
Oh, well.
So you're not paying for display either. So
Okay.
on a normal
That's
Google
interesting.
search, right? On a normal Google search, you'll see your 3 paid ads, or 4 now. Then you'll have your some regular contact, then you have your 3-pack, and then the rest are all organic traffic. And at the bottom, there's another paid ad. Now with the local service ads, when you're doing these local searches, people show up at the top. They can click the button to see more realtors. They can look at each realtor's profile, basically click on them.
And like expand, like you click on it and expands down, and
you'll see all the services that are provided. See more, and you'll see, and then you can see a whole page of realtors that are screened. You can choose which one you want to work with. Now, they click on the profile. They look at everything. You're not getting charged. Usually, Google PPC, that's pay per click. You're going to get charged, depending on the industry, anywhere from $30 to $70 a click, right? So with this, they could click, look at your profile, and you're only going to pay for a lead. So if they take an action of calling or texting or sending a message, that's when you pay. And it's got to be a qualified lead, because say if somebody's just doing a sales call, which you see a bunch of marketers and other people not
recruiters or
realizing
something.
what LSA is,
Right.
they'll call you,
Right.
and you could dispute that, right? And you get your money back.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? So, but
And Google's tracking this because they're like, if I'm doing it from my phone, they're
all
seeing that I'm
recorded.
hitting call.
They give you. They don't.
Like how,
they
I'm
give
saying
you
how
a
they
smart
record. How
number.
are they recording? How do they know that it came?
so you there's a smart number linked to your profile that goes
So
through
if they
Google.
use that number,
Yeah,
then
it's
they
gonna
can
get
track.
directed
That's what
to
gets
you.
displayed,
That's
right?
to you.
That's what
Okay.
we did for me.
The smart
yeah.
number gets displayed,
Understood.
and then they call that number forward straight
Right.
to
So
your
it's all
cell
about
phone.
it's all about like the ability to track.
Yeah, and you have a call recording too.
Nice.
So you could always go back to it. Say you're on the phone, you're in the car, wherever, and you can't take any notes. Always ask those pedigree questions. You know, the contact name, phone number, email address, what they're looking for as a home, everything. And it's good. You could always refer back to the recording and take your notes. Put them into your own CRM. They give you a CRM.
That's amazing.
I didn't even know this existed.
Oh,
It's the
right?
first time I've ever heard of
Hands
this in my
down,
life.
hands down, it's the best lead gen program
you know,
out
it's
there.
funny.
Well, I
How
feel
did
like if you were
forget how I
a-
got to him. I spoke to
Mike.
somebody. Was it Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Because it was just
Mike sounds like a great guy.
well.
Which Mike?
Yeah, which
Wait,
one?
so
We
many
know a
Mikes.
lot. We know a lot.
But it was because he and I started talking about this early on because I had some struggles with my CRM and that it was really limited and sort of pedestrian in a lot of its features. But then I talked to him and we're having this conversation and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm
not
doing.
even on the same level as what other people are doing right now.
Yeah.
Or it's like, maybe I should get a Facebook profile. It's like,
I feel bad for him.
Before you start with that.
He was walking me through like how to set up
Google.
a Facebook profile. How to set up a business page.
Ryan opened up his glasses and put them on and goes, Brian, can you please help me set up a Facebook page?
Hold on, let me look. Let me see.
Yeah.
So Google. So you start, if someone comes to you and they're like, and they work in the real estate industry, you feel like if there's a opportunity for them to really build up their Google profile, and especially through this service, you start there.
Yeah, also people don't realize that the Google business profile speaks to the LSA profile.
Okay.
So the more you beef up that profile, the more reviews you collect on your Google business profile. When I build your LSA, I could transfer those over. I could mirror them and pull them over in. So you're not starting out from zero.
Got it.
You know,
Your
so
LSA
if you have
is not zero. You have
Right.
you have all these Google, like we're associated. Google is Google, right?
Yep.
So we can just pull them over, and now you're not starting out like it looks like you just.
So now
created
you're
this.
climbing the ranks. Somebody that's been on LSA for a little while that maybe has 15, 20 reviews, but your Google business profile
Had
has
20,
50.
Right.
You know, I'm going to pull you up,
Yeah,
and
you
with
look like a rock star.
Yeah, with the way I
Okay.
build your profile out, you're going to be at the top within a couple weeks.
And it doesn't matter whether you're an individual realtor, collectively a brokerage,
Or a broker,
a lending institution, or
Well,
a
no,
law firm.
they're not on right now.
Yeah.
It's not available
They're
to
not
them.
available. They don't
Yeah.
have LSA.
I'm
But
waiting
like an
for it,
individual mortgage broker. No.
You could do Google business profile, but not LSA.
LSA.
LSA is
What
not.
about, so what
one of
about
them.
law firms or like a?
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So
Law
not just a solo
firms,
practitioner. It could go for a
solo
law firm.
practitioners and law firms.
And why is it limited to a certain pool of professionals right
so
now?
they do have regulations on
Okay.
it, right? Some of the industries like that they don't have is like one is mortgage. They don't have one for marketing agencies because if it was, I would be throwing all my money at it.
Right.
Honestly, I would throw all my money at it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think? Do you feel like realtors that are paying attention to this have seen a worthwhile return from it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Did you just see? Did you just see his reaction? I want to make sure I capture that and like just screenshot that.
and it's funny.
Is it worth it for them?
He's like,
oh yeah.
So-
and I'm
It's all
presuming it
trackable.
tracks your return, like your ROI, everything.
So the only thing I would say is the tracking of the ROI, the agent does have to be a little bit hands-on with that, where it's like you just have to know what deals came from
Yeah,
this.
no, of course. Like
right?
Google's not going to know that you closed that deal and made that much money on
No.
it, right?
So what happens, we just did a case study with one of our agents, and for the whole year of 2023. So total ad spend was a little bit over $10,000, right? So it's pay per lead. You just set a budget, and it just takes from it. It's a budget you don't want to go over. So for the whole year, it was over $10,000. I think $10,200. Did the case study at the end of the year. As of December 31st, she made over $200,000 in commissions just from this.
Wow.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with another 40
might
or
try
50
it.
that closed in the middle of January. So she made almost $250,000 off a $10,000 ad spend.
Didn't track the January ones because, or
No,
you did.
it closed in January of 2024.
Right, but
Okay.
those closings were from leads from the year
From
before.
last year.
That's so
Right.
wow.
Yeah. So
Now, how does that fit in the spectrum of expectation? Right?
So-
Like, yeah, is that like is that the
sounds
best
amazing.
Sounds
best return they
amazing.
have?
Yeah.
That's the
that's
one in a
one
million.
that's
or
one
is-
of the best returns that we've had, but we've consistently provided a 10x ROI in specific areas for people.
Very cool.
You know, our lowest performing was like a 2 ROI, but to be honest, that agent could barely breathe.
Okay, fair enough.
Like they're picking up the phone and like, yeah,
There's probably a lot more of them that we all can't
Right.
remember.
yeah, like
But,
just
So that's-
absolutely
but also
awful on
that,
the phone.
but that's a good point though.
Yeah.
Is just because a lead comes through doesn't mean it's going to close. Like
You
you
can
have to have
convert-
the
you
ability
have
to
to
close
convert
it.
it.
You have to convert that lead. So you could
Right,
get
you have to
100
have
calls.
personality. You have to
Right.
have
no,
presence,
honestly,
you know.
not these.
No?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like a horrible agent that we worked with, she had a 2-to-1 return, and
Yeah, which is good. No,
Awful.
I
Spend
get
10,
that.
you make 20. All right, that's
Yeah,
not
all right.
terrible. I mean, it's not
It's-
great, but
Yeah,
It's not bad.
It was bad. Like, wouldn't even say her name. Wouldn't say like where she was from. So she was an agent. People were like, are you a real estate agent?
Are you a realtor?
Yeah. What can I do?
So when I think of people wanting to, realtors, and we talked a little bit about this, the animal that is now Zillow, that we in this industry have created. A lot of people are still, I feel like people are backing off a little bit from Zillow, at least
Like
with
Zillow
the
leads
Zillow
and things like
leads
that,
and things like that, because the amount of money you have to pay just to get, advertisement on your own listing or get a call from your own listing is insane. Yep. And I can only imagine that a lot of these realtors haven't explored this avenue at all, because if I were a realtor and somebody told this to me, I would,
know.
I'm dumping my money somewhere. Again, I have to still convert the leads, but I would absolutely
How many do you
try
know
to.
that you think are doing this?
None. I don't know any realtors.
No, I guarantee you.
I'm sure I do, but maybe they're just not sharing it with me.
But you don't.
Out of all the realtors I know, I would say less than 10%.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Probably
And
I would
probably
even.
echo that.
Not even. I would say not.
Right, because they wouldn't.
Because you're talking 49,000 real estate agents in the state of New Jersey, probably.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I'm just talking about the ones I work with. Yeah.
So
The ones that I
it's
know.
Right.
I wish I knew all 49,000 of them. But,
Yeah.
well, maybe
But
now. Maybe not.
There are
all.
literally towns and counties in this country that there's maybe like one or two on it.
Right.
And I see that, and like to me, that's low competition. I just start salivating.
Yes.
And you could track this.
Oh my
like
God, yeah.
from your perspective as the marketing company.
Yeah. So like I'll look at these counties and I'm like, oh my God, let me just partner with one agent with half a brain, and I will make you $500K this year.
So like the best referral for you from us would be putting you in touch with our agents to be like, look, you want to make more money.
Yeah.
This is your guy.
You should speak to Brian.
This is your guy.
Spicciatie.
But I think the people in
Spicoli.
this business, ravioli. But I think people in this business who are not even real estate agents or real estate brokers, but like ourselves, and I use attorneys as an example because a lot of the attorneys that we don't work with, they don't really know. They're not doing marketing. Like sometimes an attorney that we just start working with is like, oh, I just took out an ad somewhere, like a placemat or something. And I'm like, just cancel it. Just cancel the ad because it's not really, you have to work more towards the digital age now. It seems outdated to say that, but.
Well, you could still utilize print on certain things, right? So
Do the
depending
shopping
on your
carts work?
industry. So
Right, not that it doesn't work.
I
I'm
don't know
just
how
saying.
many people use
they're
Instacart
not
and all these other things. Like who's going
They're not
to the...
exploring
I
this
still go to
option
groceries.
at all. They don't know where to start.
Yeah.
if you want your marketing to work, it has to be granular. It has to be laser focused, right?
Yeah.
So like you do the comparison of a light bulb to a laser. A 60-watt light bulb, casts a wide, bright thing, but a 60-watt laser will cut through iron. Right.
And this some of what you're talking about now is like you're building your personal brand.
Yeah.
By utilizing this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're consolidating your personal brand under your own umbrella, and you're taking control of that personal brand and being, to your point, making it laser focused.
Yeah.
And now,
But you want to set up campaigns that are going to be specific to the individual you're trying to reach.
right? Who's your client? Who's your customer?
Right. What's your demo?
And if it comes down to it, shrink your pond. Right. So don't just cast
that wide
a
net,
tremendous wide net of I'm going to cover Union,
Kate made
Essex.
it.
Right.
Right. Like
So shrink your pond and become the biggest fish in the pond.
Yeah, and
then
then
expand
like
from
maybe
there.
focus
Jump into
on
a bigger pond.
focus on like the 3 towns surrounding you or your county.
Yeah.
Like,
And be the face. Like when you're talking about brand, like I'm against realtors having logos. Right? I'll make more money if you want to design a logo. Come to me, I'll build your logo, but I'll tell you not to. Because your face is your logo. That's your brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Don't go build like nobody wants to see a roof line with Susie Sells New Jersey. Nobody's gonna remember that. Okay? Please stop
Or
it.
the fancy.
I'm pretty
the
sure
fancy
she
one in cursive with.
I think she
all the
sold seashells, but
calligraphy.
yeah, no, I agree. I think when
your face on there.
when you
I mean,
get
they're nice to have, but
no, but I think when you get
It's
it,
vanity.
yeah,
You don't need it.
yeah, when you get
There
an
you go.
EDDM,
Cut
you
right
get a
through it.
postcard,
Yeah.
you see a billboard, I mean,
Yeah.
You know the faces on the billboards. You know the specific realtor's face on the one billboard you see all the time, right? You know.
Are we gonna name names?
I'm just laughing because now I'm going to start putting my face on all my marketing materials.
Right.
Just my face.
Should we create avatars and like digital?
No, Brian.
Do you know how many?
Brian.
Let's hold it like
Brian,
a
do you
martini
know how many?
glass.
Wait, Brian, do you know how many like DMs or messages on my post on Instagram? It'll be like someone that's like, "Do you want to?" No.
Do animation?
Do you want a digital or animated picture of
I don't know
yourself?
what goes on in your DMs.
Ryan's or John's like, no, my face is good enough. Thanks.
Have you seen this face?
Look at this face. Look at this.
Do you even look at my profile?
But Ryan does have an avatar, by the way. But
I do.
He does.
My little track pants. And
Yeah,
my little,
But I think
he dressed him up real
members
nice.
only jacket.
I think part of the benefit, though, to like you said, most people just want to go out. I'm going to just go out and cast a wide net. But I think part of the benefit to working with yourself is that most people don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, us all included when everyone sits down, especially in the new year, they're like, all right, I really got to get serious. Last year for some people in the real estate industry was slower. So coming into the new year how many people do we talk to? They're like, I got nothing in the pipeline. Yeah. It's a really tough pill to swallow to say, okay, I'm going to take 10 grand and throw it towards marketing. But sitting down with someone like yourself and just getting a consultation saying like, listen, this is what I'm working with, but I don't even know where to start. And like you're saying, shrink your pool a little bit, but most people aren't even, they don't even know how to start or who to start with as far as marketing. So that's so crucial.
Like he said before, it's like foundational.
You got to build your foundation.
This is like something you have to do. It's not even like a question of maybe you should.
No, I get that. But I think to Jackie's point, 100% correct is people don't even know where to go.
It's overwhelming.
Who do I talk to even do this? Like,
this guy.
Right, exactly. No, and that's why we do this. It's like,
when we first met, we sat down and did like a 45-minute consultation of like, hey, what are you trying to do?
Right, what do you really want to do?
Where do you want to go with this? Like,
so
what does it look like in your brain? Like how this is going to be?
So if you're,
and then you can adapt that to.
You're a realtor, you're an attorney, you or
me,
her, and whatever.
I can do certain things with him. But
Right. So you sit down with Brian and his team, and it's like, all right, this is my budget. It's $5,000, $10,000. That's upfront cost that has to go into the Google LSA or the Google business page. Like
no. So
you don't need to.
No, I'm just curious from that perspective.
No,
so realtors know, like, hey, if I'm calling Brian, this is what I can expect. Like when I sit down with him, that. If it's not that much money, that's fantastic. I'm just saying, what are we looking at, and then how do we?
It's 10 grand, right? It's 10 grand, and then we work.
No, but not
75,000 retainer.
7,500. I'm giving you a deal.
Not even from a cost perspective, but you're sitting down with them. You're kind of just trying to extract what they're looking for as far as target market.
Exactly. I want to see what they're doing, two, what their idea is, and I want to also make sure that they don't have these expectations that are just unreachable and too lofty for themselves as well. And I want to see also, like, I'm going to test them. I'm going to call them, right? And if they're not picking up the phone multiple times I call,
that the LSA is not for them.
Guess what, buddy?
Yeah, this isn't for you.
It's funny because when we started setting this, I'm laughing because like I'm getting text messages from him and I'm like getting phone calls from him. I'm like,
he's doing his own little notes. He's like, I text Ryan 5 times. I got no response.
Him there laughing, like having fun doing this.
Well, it's what's interesting about this particular way of marketing for myself as an attorney. Is something that I've always wanted, which was. Direct links to the consumer.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about partnerships and being, hey, hopefully that agent's happy with me. I can get whoever's.
Or they're sometimes they're not as busy.
And don't get me wrong, my bread and butter, realtor referrals. Right. It's very. I'm very transparent. Like that's how we get business as attorneys. Right. So. Not that I don't I truly appreciate those referrals, but in order to increase my business, it's either I'm out there hitting the pavement, simultaneously doing contracts and shaking hands with as many realtors as I can, having lunches, coffees, happy hours, right? And the return on that it's okay. But the direct consumer return is
much better.
Would blow that away. Would blow that away. And again, in a slow time, for me, it's the bigger network I have, whether it's the Google LSA and the business page and the realtors. The more I have, the more business I'll have when it's a really slow time. And the 20, 30, 40 realtors I have are only able to send me this amount of deals per year. Well, I can, thank God I have the Google LSA
pick up some more,
pick up some leads for me, right?
So what
from an attorney perspective.
So before we wrap this up, let's touch on two different topics. One is, what kind of content is working today, and then, anything that you think maybe any emerging technologies or any emerging, certainly AI and everybody wants to slap an AI sticker on everything nowadays and call it fancy, emerging technology. But maybe is there anything down the road that you think is some pretty cool technology that may show up at some point in the near future? But
absolutely,
like content right now, like what kind of content? Because I know you and I've had
definitely
numerous
doing
phone calls about content, what content looks like, what should content be? Do I need a fancy HTML email with all this nonsense going on, or is it just literally just like a plain email? Gets better responses.
Like the 8-line email.
Yeah,
something like that.
Like what content is working right now, or what kind of you feel like is has a bigger impact?
You should definitely do dance videos. Really. No, I'm joking.
I can see Ryan doing like a little TikTok dance video.
You don't know me well enough, but listen, I'll get up there.
He has
cut a rug now.
It ain't gonna be pretty. I'll spare you all that, so you're good.
I think honestly, when it comes to social content, video is so important. Even like shorts and reels, 30 seconds, 15-second clips.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah,
when it comes to that stuff.
Doing that, you're gonna get such further reach than just regular static posts. Right, making sure you're incorporating that, even if it's facts, just educating.
Facts like facsimile.
No, not facts.
No, but that's so funny you say that because
Ryan does a reel on his this is my fax number, like.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, look what I did, guys.
No, so that's funny you say that though because I would say starting last week.
Yeah.
I have been posting every single day. Okay. But even the static posts, they're not static anymore. Like the close the deal, under contract deal, whatever it is
has a little firework in it.
Yeah.
Sparkle. That's what he's calling it. He's like, what's wrong with this? The sparkle's not sparkling.
It's not sparkling. It's not sparkling enough. Where's the sparkles? But even that little, going on Canva, doing those things, like Jackie and I are tag teaming these posts together. Thank God I have her. But it's like, putting these things together, they're not static anymore. It's like you want to make sure that even that little 6-second post has some movement to it, so it's getting captured and your insights are going up.
No, it helps. Like if you look at like guys like Hormozzi, and there's another guy, the real I forget what his name is, Christo. They're doing things that they're actually just taking a screenshot of their Twitter, actually videoing their Twitter. Yeah. For like 10 seconds and then putting it onto Instagram. Yeah. Right. So they're just trying to like work with the algorithm. Right. So Christo, what he specialized in is making what are those the ones like the couple different screens. I'm losing my mind. I forgot the word. Not the split screen, but
the one where like
carousel. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
There we go. Yeah.
I was like, when you're riding on the horse that goes around now. But the carousel images, right? That's the one. That's doing well for people as well. Like,
really?
Yeah. By putting into by creating a storyboard almost with it. Where you're telling a story with next carousel's this, next. Doesn't necessarily have to be images. It can be text on a background. But people will engage. If you have a striking first question that people want to know about, they're gonna swipe that, and that means engagement, and that's gonna help you with the algorithm. Okay. Right?
Boom. So when that's that right there. That post that I want to create. That's it right there.
John was really like getting revved up this morning to post something, and I was like, we need to revise it. And he's like, but I have to post something this morning. I'm like, wait, just
they said
wait.
They said between 7 and 8 a.m.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, it's like 7:58. I'm like, you have to wait. Just wait until the afternoon.
But that's the thing too, is like I'm also just like posting randomly just to see like where the engagement is too, just to like your point, you're saying test out the algorithms
your insights.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So at the end of the week is after I post everything and different times, this and that, real 10-second, 30-second, 15-second stories, whatever it is. At the end of the week, I'm going back and I'm looking at the insights and I'm saying, okay, where's the engagement? Where's the activity at? And that's a good point too. What you were just saying, where you have the carousel, and that's what that post would be, is a carousel, but like
you want to give a reason to want to slide to that next one.
Right, engage and actually.
Exactly. Yeah. So give them a reason, give them something striking, asking questions, striking photos, quick video walkthroughs of the property as a realtor, right? Even film yourself going on a listing appointment and then have somebody cut it up.
Yep.
What it's like.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
As a realtor.
Do you feel like less is more with marketing lately?
Well, listen, you have 2 to 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention nowadays?
Yeah.
I think it is. Right? And then that is only going to get you another 7 seconds of attention after that.
Right, so, but don't you feel like that? I feel like that's so forced. Like it's almost like you need to be quirky or need to be.
No, not necessarily quirky.
Like, I feel like that sometimes that loses its authenticity of being like you have to grab somebody so fast that you can't convey
what you want too fast. But unfortunately, I think that's just where things are at right now.
Where it is,
because I mean, think about how often you may scroll on, Instagram, or think about people scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, and they're literally just scrolling. So like, the only time I ever stop scrolling is if something actually catches my attention. Like I am going to pass on stills and static posts for the most part, unless something in the static post catches my attention.
Or I closed one today with jumping figure.
No, but I agree though.
Don't knock John's next post.
Yeah, don't knock
with the
post,
dancing.
Man.
Right.
If I want to do a TikTok dance, I will do a TikTok dance. But
clearly,
but I couldn't agree more with that. It's all about gaining somemone's attention in a matter of 2 seconds.
Or like some shocking.
And actually, it might actually be less than 2
Yeah.
seconds.
You want to know a crazy trick that's working for some content creators?
Yeah, please do.
They're purposely making mistakes and misspelling things because people love to correct you.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll say like
That's a good one.
they'll say a
That's
word
ridiculous.
and they'll mispronounce it purposely. So
like
now
Spicoli?
somebody's like, it's like it's Spicoli, idiot. Like
I was going to say, do people often do that with your last
keep going,
name?
Yeah. Please.
But now someone's
Stop
commenting. But now
everybody.
someone's commenting, and then that
Exactly.
person comments, and
and
then
then you're engaging with a comment, and then you're liking the comment, and
Yeah.
they're liking
Yes.
the comment, and they're replying,
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden it gets into
and then
this-
you're sitting behind the screen like he was sitting
Laughing.
behind his screen laughing at you.
Right.
That's what he's doing.
Right.
Laughing.
Right.
That's actually really
that's,
funny.
Yeah, that's
that's-
some of the content creators are doing that, and it's
working because it's just getting them engagement. That's all they care about. That's
So
very interesting.
what about like is there any technology on the horizon or anything like that you see in the next couple of years that we should be paying attention to from a marketing standpoint that will
That's like the
that could
next
have
social media, like something that's
yeah,
beyond
so,
social
like,
media.
I'll tell you this from a brokerage standpoint, like somebody that actually has some pockets. There's a company that I actually really, really like, Air.ai, and it's a AI-driven sales call system that they're calling people if it's either cart
I've seen this,
abandonments.
actually.
They're like, I heard some of these recordings and some of these sales calls. It's
I've
just
heard it.
absolutely
It sounds like a
amazing.
real person.
Amazing.
So the
It's
AI is
truly
making the sales
engaging.
call for you.
Sales
Yes.
call for them,
Yes.
shooting them over a text. Okay, I'm going to send you the purchase order link right to your phone right now. Hold on, and the system.
But it
generates
doesn't
the
sound
link.
robotic,
Doesn't
which
sound
is
robotic.
what's scary about it.
And it responds.
There is a little bit of a
to-
delay.
Response
though.
to everything.
But there is a little bit of a delay as it registers what you've said.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's okay.
But that's how people should be. They shouldn't just open their mouth and just blurt out. They should listen to what the other person's saying, do active listening. Think about it, take it in, and how you could best respond to it.
That's
actually
I've heard this.
That's
This is
actually amazing advice in general to people when you're on a sales call, when you are on, for
Right.
me on an intake call. Like, you don't need to constantly be talking. Let the client talk to you and get as much information from them, and then when they're stopped,
How about
then engage. Like,
Get comfortable with the uncomfortable silence.
yeah.
That's one of the biggest things in sales. Like you presented everything, now you just wait. Whoever talks first loses.
Well, that's that scene in Wolf of Wall Street, right? When he's sitting there and Leonardo DiCaprio sitting there at the trading desk, but the makeshift one. When he's
like, do I have your commitment or something?
Yeah, and all of a sudden he's looking around at everybody.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Wait
he's
for
like,
it, wait for it.
I think there's a lot more gesturing behind the scenes.
I think that he's got
So,
this.
maybe not
There's a
the
lot of
most-
like weird.
It's not kid friendly, but it's a great scene.
But you know the scene I'm talking about.
Yes, no, okay,
he's
yes,
like,
yes.
yeah, exactly. I'm not going to get into it. It's not kid friendly.
But
But there is that awkward.
yes.
There's that awkward silence.
Yeah.
And
Get comfortable
He's
with
like,
that.
wait. And he doesn't say a word. He just lets the guy sit there and wait. And then he's
Okay,
like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think we don't have that as much anymore, though, because people are truly distracted all the time. I can guarantee you that 9 out of 10 times someone's having an intake call or a conversation with somebody else, they are doing something else. They're probably on social media, or they're trying to do emails at the same time, or text messages. So they're not really actively listening a lot of the time anymore. It's just this trap we've fallen into as a society where we're constantly distracted, or we're constantly trying to move on to the next thing. Social media is a big proponent of that.
So active listening is so important when it comes to pretty much sales, and doing what I do, doing what you guys do, like listening to the client, helping understand. It'll help you understand what they're actually looking for, what is actually like a shiny object to them. It's like, listen, what you're saying sounds great, but I don't agree with you on this. That I think you're going to waste money doing this. Yeah. If we went this route, by providing that consultative experience as well, almost being like a concierge to your people, your customers, your clients, you're just going to better serve them over time.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to sell them into something like that's the one thing. Like I feel real estate agents and brokers, they get called by these big marketing companies, and they're just going to sell them a bunch of goods that they don't need. They don't.
What about video? Because there's the one website that you and I talk about all the time. Is it InVideo?
I don't know. I've asked you the name of it 3 times or more. You've told me. I always forget.
No. It's literally like an AI site where you can go in.
I think it's InVideo, isn't it?
You give it a bunch of prompts. It'll create the script for you. You upload the script. You give it some
and it creates
prompts.
Yeah, I've seen so many people using that now.
And it literally creates the entire video with the. You can pick out the individual, the language.
Yeah, there's multiple ones out there that do that.
The dialect. I mean, just you can get really granular with it, and literally within 5 minutes, you could spit out an entire video on a specific topic that you want.
Yeah, but you guys shouldn't be doing that. You guys shouldn't be doing that.
We should or shouldn't?
No, you shouldn't.
Why?
I mean, I don't. I'm not even close to doing something like that.
You are your own brands. Yeah. Why are you having an AI created thing speaking for you?
I think that a lot of that video for a lot of people, myself 100% included, is so daunting that when you put someone in front of a camera, they just freeze up and they don't know what to do. So it's easier for them to just do the AI video, even if they do the voiceover for it. Somehow taking your face out of it is so much easier and less scary.
Don't you think in another couple of years, with technology where we're at right now, I could upload a picture?
They already
of myself.
have that.
No, they already have.
They already have it.
I could literally create the video with me. I don't even need to get in front of the video.
I feel like I'm somehow still going to feel as cringy about that, though.
I've seen it. It is cringy. It is cringy. They do have you
watching somebody create a video of me.
Yes.
Talking, and it's a little weird. I don't like looking at it. I wouldn't use it personally. But now AI already it's just in infantile stages, but it is so advanced. They can take you and they could put you in committing a crime in Afghanistan or wherever. It's like that you can be completely
somewhere else.
AI generated, and you will appear that you are there.
That's sick.
It's scary.
It is scary where it could be.
Terminator. I think so.
But it's capable. They have that capability
really
now. And it's but like. I would suggest AI is a great tool if you learn how to use it. And what's most important about AI is understanding prompt engineering, is how to speak to the AI, right? So not just like, hey, create me 10 social media posts for this week. No, get in depth with the prompt. The more info and more in depth you get with that prompt, you're going to get amazing stuff that comes out of that. Out of that AI. I'm currently I use Google's right now. I switched over from ChatGPT. I went over to Google's Gemini, which used to be Bard. That's a pretty cool tool. I'm having a lot of fun because it actually speaks to the modern day internet. It can search the internet for you.
Doesn't it also have some challenges?
In which way?
Well, doesn't have a certain bias one way or the other?
No. What, politically? You're talking?
Yeah.
No. I don't use it for any type of political. So if you want to create
who should I vote for in November? What are you asking? What are you asking your AI?
Listen.
I mean, that's a weird one.
Don't answer that.
No, but this is like there was a whole big thing about.
No,
Gemini
I know. I
Yes.
did see that. Like if you were trying to put certain prompts in, it would steer you.
But
then there's prompts where you could actually like, if people wanted to like say how to like build a bomb like on AI like. And it would stop it. Like, we can't tell you that.
Right.
But then there was a bunch of prompt engineers that just changed up the question.
Right.
And did
they
it in a different way.
Yeah.
And it spit out everything for them.
That's scary. It is.
So
It is
the
scary
security
component to
measures
it.
are there, but they're not. Oh, yeah. It's like
But there's
a
a loophole.
Yeah,
there's a loophole.
There's loopholes.
Look,
right?
I think with respect to like Gemini and ChatGPT, like they're for like the everyday person who's posting, it's just a very quick way to like get a caption like created or come up with certain ideas of, to post. But like I'm not using it to be like create this or that, and maybe I should. I don't know.
No. So one of the things, like if you wanted to create a lead magnet, right? So one of the things I say, like realtors, you do not need a full IDX website, right? You need a branded website to yourself that actually has the ability to capture leads. You have some video on there, one specific for buyers, one specific for sellers, data capture, right? But in order to do that, you're going to need a lead magnet, like get our seller's guide, right? You never created a seller's guide. Go over to Gemini and just put a prompt in. Say, can you create me a white paper or a lead magnet for all the steps of selling a home in the state of New Jersey, right? Or wherever it is. And you engineer the prompt a little bit more detailed than that, but it will spit out a whole document for you. Copy that and throw it in Canva, and boom.
Yeah.
So
No, I know.
yeah, all your work is cut down to
it's
like
pretty wild what
seconds.
you can do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
And there's things that I mess around with like that to just
Yeah.
for like the post to make it a lot easier for me because I'm managing and doing it all on my own, right? So it's like any way you could save time, and as long as you make sure it's correct, like you're good to go.
yeah, you always have to look at it.
Yeah.
Don't. It's not gonna. Sometimes it's gonna spit out things that don't make sense, but you have to look at it. Then you continue off that same prompt, and you can say, "I don't like this section. Can you refine that?"
Yeah.
And it'll oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure, no problem.
Take that out, refine it, or add this in, and you know incorporate it into this, and they do it. It's like seconds.
Yeah, I use
It's
it every day
insane.
in my business.
Yeah, same.
Every day.
Not for my
Every
business, but for social media.
Yeah.
I use it every day. There's
Yeah.
no. It makes my life so much easier.
Yeah.
Well, there's so. Like, I mean, look. I mean, marketing is such an important tool. AI is such an important tool. I mean, if you're not, I mean, just to kind of wrap things up a little bit. I mean, if you're not doing some type of marketing or have some kind of cohesive marketing plan for yourself, whether you're an individual agent, whether you're a brokerage, whether you're an investor, whether you're a lender or attorney, title, whatever. I mean, just generally speaking.
I was gonna say, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're
like
an individual or a business. You need marketing if you have something to sell.
Yeah, like,
Right.
You know,
like if you have a service or a product,
Absolutely.
you need marketing.
and clearly it I wouldn't say that it's easy to do, but the resources are there for you to do it.
Right.
You know, and guys like Brian are invaluable, you know, in today's day and age, you know, to help
Absolutely.
you navigate that.
Yeah.
You know, just like you would expect you for an attorney, me for a lender, you for title, you know, you need the right people to just help you go, okay, you need that, you don't need this, that works, this doesn't work.
Right.
Do this, do that, done.
You're doing too much. Let's tailor it down.
Right.
Like,
Dial it back a little bit, or you're not doing enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Start off organically. Just start off organically. Then, as you see things working, things changing, you know, then go into the more of the paid stuff. You know, if you want to run ads, depending on your business, you know, it's make sure you have the foundation and the organics in place.
Yeah.
Start there, and then you could graduate up. Don't just go into, I want to run ads to generate leads, and don't do that.
Well, yeah, because I mean, look,
Save your money.
we see it all the time. Partly because we're the ones that have to foot the bill in a lot of these scenarios, and it's, you know, the ROI. I think, you know, very few people, you know, respect the fact that there needs to be an ROI on some of this stuff.
Yeah,
and you know, you can get a more efficient,
absolutely.
you know, structure. So
We talked about it real quick, but we talked about the return, and even for the agent that had the 2-to-1, that's all you can hope for in the situations that some of us tend to be in. And guess what?
for us.
And guess what? It's never 2-to-1.
No.
It's like
no, it doesn't feel like it, at least
10-to-1, the opposite. But you know,
Yeah.
so if someone in our position is in a situation like that, and we hear this podcast or we hear what Brian's saying about the return that one agent had, that was 2-to-1, but then this agent, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're,
I don't need to shell this amount of money out of my
dig
pocket
into the
every month to this
Marketing
person
is
or that
key.
person, and I can just dedicate a budget to Brian and to Google LSA, to my Google business page, and then build off of that.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Listen,
No-brainer.
man,
So
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Thank you very much for having me.
This is
it was
great.
very
Really,
A lot of fun.
eye-opening.
Yeah.
informative.
Yeah, it was.
And there's so much more to get into.
Yeah, there's
by
so
the
much
way,
more,
this
yeah.
is like we're literally
We're just scratching the surface right now.
Good. That's why we have a
CRMs
podcast. That
and
means
some
we
of
could
the
do
other
another
stuff,
episode. So
Yeah, no, there is so much more,
Yeah.
but marketing's where it's at. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not dealing with somebody, like Brian to help you with your marketing, you're you're just
Yep.
pissing in the wind.
Basically. On a windy day.
Oh my God.
that's a wrap, folks. It's another
That's a
one.
wrap.
Thanks.
All right, till next time.
Brian,
We appreciate
thanks,
it.
man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank
Thank you, sir.
That was good.
That was
Yeah,
good,
no,
man.
that was good.
That was
Thanks.
awesome.